Hi guys, Rafael Marcolino here and welcome to Sapiens, every week with a new drum lesson for you. Today I'm going to show you a very cool pattern based on the 6-stroke roll and I'm going to create some fills and some groove variations using the same pattern just by changing the orchestration of this pattern. It's going to be a very cool lesson. I hope it gives you some cool ideas to use different rudiment ideas inside your grooves and to your fills. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow Sapiens on Instagram. And if you want to receive every week a new drum lesson with PDF files containing transcriptions of every exercise I show here, go to subscribe.drumsapiens.com and subscribe to the mailing list. So first, I'm going to show you exactly what a 6-stroke roll is for those of you who doesn't know. And this rudiment has actually two different variations, and we are going to use the one that's played in 16th note triplets, but I'm going to show you first the original version of the 6-stroke roll for you to understand how this rudiment works, and then I'm going to show you the variation of the 6-stroke roll in 16th note triplets that it's the one that we are going to use for our pattern. So the 6-stroke roll, as the name says, it's a 6-note pattern starting with the right hand. It's going to be one single stroke with the right hand, a double stroke with our left hand, a double stroke with our right hand, and a single stroke with our left hand, finishing the sequence. But the first and the last notes, those two single strokes that we are playing inside this rudiment, are accented notes, and the double strokes are low volume notes. And the original pattern is played with 16th notes and 32nd notes. So the double strokes in there are going to be played in 32nd notes, and the single strokes are going to be played in 16th notes. So this is the original 6-stroke roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. But as I said, there is also the 16th note triplet version of the 6-stroke roll. That is the one that we are going to use. It's basically the same sequence of notes and the same dynamics, but we're going to put every note with the same space in between them. So we're going to play those 6 notes in 16th note triplets. So it's something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. This is the pattern that we are going to use to build our new pattern because it's not exactly the 6-stroke roll. We're going to use the 6-stroke roll in one beat, but we're going to have a second beat of our pattern using a kind of a variation of this 6-stroke roll pattern. So our pattern is going to start on beat 3 of the bar, and it's going to be played in 16th note triplets throughout beat 3 and beat 4. On beat 3, we are going to play the 6-stroke roll, 3, and on beat 4, we're going to play the first half of a 6-stroke roll, but twice to fulfill the whole beat. So it's going to be right, left, left, right, left, left on beat 4. So on beat 3, 6-stroke roll. On beat 4, right, left, left, right, left, left, and then we get back to the beginning of the bar. And I'm gonna play it a little bit in the practice pad for you to understand exactly how it works inside the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So on beat 4, we are accenting the downbeat and the end of 4. Now I'm going to take off my practice pad and we're going to start putting that pattern inside a groove context. So we're going to play this first half of the bar as a groove, playing 8th notes on the hi-hat, so 1 and 2 and on the hi-hat, kick drum on the 1, snare drum on 2. Then on beats 3 and 4, we're gonna play this pattern that we just learned. And we're gonna play this pattern for now just on the snare drum. This is just for you to get used to playing it inside a groove. So we're gonna take this bar with half groove, half our pattern, and we're gonna play it in a loop, okay? So I'm gonna play this way now for you to listen how it sounds. Now we're gonna start orchestrating our pattern in different ways. So we're gonna change 2 notes from the snare drum to the toms. So now we're gonna play the first note of the pattern on the rec tom, and we're gonna play the end of 4, the note that we accent with our right hand on the end of 4 on the floor tom. Check out how it starts shaping more like a drum fill. So now instead of a drum fill interpretation of the pattern, we're gonna try to put this pattern inside the groove as a groove element, as just a different rhythm coming inside the groove. In order to do that, we're gonna play exactly the same pattern, but we are gonna play it mainly on the hi-hat. And we are gonna keep some groove elements inside of it. So we're playing the kick drum on the 1 and the snare drum on 2. It would be really obvious to play a kick drum on beat 3 and the snare drum on beat 4 to create a basic groove, to keep those backbeats going and to keep the kick drum playing alternating with the backbeats. So we're gonna do that, but playing this pattern on the hi-hat. So we're gonna start by playing the first note of the pattern, the first note of the 6-stroke roll that happens on beat 3, on the hi-hat together with the kick drum. And then we're gonna play the 6-stroke roll on the hi-hat, and we're gonna bring our right hand to start beat 4 on the snare drum to make the backbeat happen. But we are gonna play the rest of the pattern again on the hi-hat. So that creates a variation in the groove using exactly the same pattern that we were already playing as a drum fill in the beginning. Check out how it sounds. And another very cool variation that has this inside the groove feel is by playing the pattern, keeping the right hand on the hi-hat and the left hand on the snare drum. Most of the time, we're gonna start by playing the hi-hat together with the kick drum again on beat 3, but we're gonna keep our left hand playing the ghost notes on the snare drum, and on beat 4, we're gonna bring our right hand from the hi-hat to the snare drum to keep the backbeat going, but we are gonna bring it back to the hi-hat to accent the end of 4 on the hi-hat again, but we are gonna play the end of 4 with the kick drum again, just to create a different kick drum pattern inside the groove. Check it out. So far we are playing this pattern in every bar, just to get used to it, just to experiment with different orchestrations and to repeat it, to get familiar with it. Now we're gonna use a more musical approach. I'm gonna take those 3 different variations that I showed you, and I'm gonna alternate those variations, but playing this pattern only in every second bar. So I'm gonna play a whole bar of a drum groove, and on the second bar, I'm gonna play half groove, half this pattern, using all those 3 variations for you to listen to how we can apply those as groove variations and as drum fills inside this sequence. And as a last example, I'm gonna start improvising with this pattern. And that's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to reach to this point that you are really used to playing this pattern in different contexts, using different sounds, different pieces of your kit. And I want you to start trying to improvise those orchestrations. So now I'm gonna do just a few changes in a few notes using those three ideas, but trying to get away from them using different parts of my kit. So I hope this lesson gives you some cool ideas to use rudiments inside your grooves, inside your drum fills. I hope you get this pattern and you make it your own. Make videos of you playing with those patterns and tag Sapiens on Instagram for me to share your videos, okay? So don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Don't forget to follow Sapiens on Instagram. And if you like to receive every week a new drum lesson with PDF files containing transcriptions of all those exercises, go to subscribe.drummosapiens.com and subscribe to the mailing list. I see you on the next lesson.